Welcome back to WigginsTV. I ain't got no long-winded intro today, man. Let's get straight to it. Today we're going to be talking about some of the forgotten hoods in LA County. Today, let's start off with the Harvey gangster Crips. Did you know that the movie Friday starring Ice Cube and Chris Tucker was shot in the Harvey Crips hood? Yeah, somebody confirmed that later online too. I know they main streets is on 126, 127 or something. And I'm not really sure on like exactly which street they filmed the parts of Friday on, but the crazy part about that whole situation is I know DJ Pooh is allegedly from Watergate Crip, and to my knowledge they part of the Hundreds. And Ice Cube also grew up in the Hundreds. And to my knowledge, I think the Harvey gangster Crips beef with the Rolling Hundreds because they part of the gangster car. And the Hundreds obviously are not. They O's, and some are even neighborhood Crips. So you know that's out. So how this came about, letting them film it in their hood, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe y'all can help me wrap my head around it. But when I found this out, I'm like, whoa, that's really interesting. Wow. Another interesting thing about the Harvey gangster Crip is that they hood was on the film. They had their own segment on the film that I reviewed and did Where Are They Now segment called The Dead Homies. If you haven't, check it out ASAP, man. The real movie. It's an OG on there that gave a crazy interview. And that y'all youngsters and young gangbangers need to go see and watch, man. And get your mind right. And don't forget to watch it either. Because I think it'll help steer y'all in the more right direction. And get y'all off the dumb stuff. Well, what I'm going to do, with all due respect, is I'm going to first say shout out to the OG. Free him if he locked up. Salute to him if he's alive and well. And rest in peace to him if he passed away. But I'm finna regurgitate, okay? And put some visuals behind the story that he told. Because y'all know y'all like the way I narrate the stories. And I put a little flavor in there, you know, my sauce, you know what I mean? So here we go. And before I start, remember, the OG sent this information publicly on the DVD 30 years ago. And he said he did his time already. So I'm still gonna say allegedly. But don't y'all even fix y'all mouth to say I'm dry snitching, because I don't play none of that shit. Here we go. I'm monetized. He said he lost a gang of homies in his hood just off of one street. And the way he described these killings was pretty gruesome. He said he had a homie that he was talking to. He had got a call on his beeper. So, you know, when you get, like, for all the youngins out there, when you get a call on the beeper, it's basically like a text. Somebody hits you on the beeper, you got to get to a phone so you can hit them up and see what they talk about. So this homie get, you know, he gets a hit on the beeper. He walks into a phone booth, and little did he know somebody was waiting for him out there and shot him up really bad and killed him. He said he had another homie. We gonna call him Joker. We gonna switch the names. He wants some money from an older cat, and the older cat refused to pay him for whatever reason. So Joker say, "Man, I got this dude. I'm finna get him. I'm finna do it to him. I'm finna get cracking." But it just so happens, like while he on the street, you know, planning to make his move, allegedly the older cat allegedly caught him first and shot him one time in the heart and killed him. I'm gonna do one last one because he had a few stories on there. Okay, he said he had a homie that used to allegedly do his thing, you know, slinging rocks in the hood. So a custody pulls up, you know, a cluck pulls up, puts his hand out inside the car allegedly. And the person allegedly grabbed him by the hands and pulled him in and dragged him from his hood on 127th and Normandy and dragged him all the way to Imperial Western and left him there dead. That's over there by the Food for Less. I know exactly where that's at. And just left him dead. Wow. That's crazy. Alright, we gonna move on to the next hood. I'm gonna touch on the Doty Blocc Bloods and the Doty Blocc Crips. I ain't got that much information on either hood, so I know y'all gonna get on my ASS if I don't get it 100% right, which is not cool. Y'all need to shut up. You know, I'm human, and it be them giving me these false informations, these people. So I'm gonna let y'all know. This is what I heard. Don't quote me on it. The Doty Blocc Bloods, also known as the Dime Block Gangsta Bloods, was more known in the mid-90s and maybe 2000s. But they were said to be turned into a clique of Inglewood families called the Dime Block families. They supposedly pushed Dime Block because they out there on 110th Street. Now there's other theories and stories that they was called the Dime Block Hooks. And that's not going to be a diss to anybody's hood. And they was also recruited by the Sinners and the Crenshaw Mafia pushing 104th Street. But I can't put my stamp on it because that's not official. I don't know. Now, moving on to the Doty Blocc Crips. Now, the Doty Blocc Crips was more cracking in the 80s back at 120th Street in Doty. They allegedly went to Luzinger High and was really a hog and a half out there. But then they allegedly turned Imperial Village, and some of them turned Raymond's. Speaking of IVC, man, I've been asking, people been asking me to do, one on IVC. If you or one of your homies from that hood, hit me up. I'm putting LA County on the map, especially my lokes, man. That's going to wrap it up for today, man. You know, I just ain't want to leave y'all hanging on a Friday night. Whether you coolin' with your sitch, you know what I mean? Do your thing, man. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Donate if you can, man. Holla at your man. Wig!